And we are live, maybe?
Maybe.
I think so. Yeah, we're
Are we
live.
live?
We're live.
I mean, all you gotta do
They
is
can
talk about
see
what
us.
happened to your cat, and if you get a reaction out of the people, then
I think people have already heard that one. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Paragon, the Overprime Partners, aka Pop, where we talk every week about Overprime. This week we got a lot of big stuff to talk about. We got console news. We're going to be talking about what kind of heroes you guys want to see. We got all sorts of stuff. But I'm the Man Goose. Joining me on this adventure is NureOnna, aka Lolita, aka Lo. How you doing, Lo?
Hey, Mangoose, what's up, Buttercup? I'm doing good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing great. How you guys doing, chat? Let her know. Let her know. And then, of course, we have joining us once again, and now joining us permanently. We're gonna bring this guy on. We liked him so much. It is Ego, the egoist. How you doing, Ego?
Hey man, I'm doing well. Like 33 hours deep on the pred train currently, with a lot of playing games, writing reviews, getting some content ready. But I'm very happy to be here. Thanks. I talked to you guys before. Thanks for having me on permanently. Super fun, and I'm looking forward to being on Pop with you guys.
Right on. Now, we are Paragon Overprime partners. We're just partners, but you know, in the future we'll probably have other people that aren't partners on occasionally. Hopefully we can get some devs on. That would be cool. But a lot of them don't speak English all that great. So maybe we can get like Bumblebee or something on like that. That would be awesome. But
that would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into probably the biggest news of the week, which was Ranger in the Discord posted a picture of the PS4 dev kit, and like last week he was talking about he sat down with Microsoft and Sony, and then he said also in the Discord that they're going to be porting to the Xbox as well as the PS4. Now, you guys seen that video like about a year ago? It showed them playing on the PS5 dev kit, so we knew that it was being developed for PS5. I didn't know that you could still develop for PS4, but apparently they pulled some strings. He talked to some people. I guess Netmarble's got a lot more clout than I thought they did. And yes, Overprime seems like it's going to be developed for PS4. When that will be, I don't know. But Lo, I know you played Paragon on PS4, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole time.
So this is big news for you, yeah?
Very big news. I have a lot of people, friends from the past, from Paragon, that always ask me, "Yo, you're so lucky. I wish I could get to play it on PC like you, but I'm just a fully console person. When is this coming out? You know, this is such a big teaser. This is not fair. You guys get to play it and we don't." And I'm spreading the news like everywhere to my friends, and I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna go back to playing Paragon," and people are really, really hyped about it. I do also believe, like you, Mangoose, that they will be releasing it for PS4, just because, like you guys, I also saw the picture that was released on their Twitter page stating that the writing on the boxes said PS4. So we are thinking that, yes, they are going to be releasing on PS4 and PS5 at the same time, and that's pretty awesome, because there's we're going to be able to cross-play with these people. We're going to be able to probably do tournaments with these people, especially with the new updates coming up to PS5 involving Discord and tourney setups for PS5. So that is great news of the year for Paragon the Overprime here. What's your thoughts about that?
Oh man, I definitely agree that it's great news. I actually started playing Paragon like you on PS4 almost exclusively. I got to play it on PC once because my dad had a PC and I like downloaded it and like tried it out. But I was like, in my young age, I was like, bro, why would you ever use a keyboard to play video game? Like, that seems very inefficient. It seems like it would hold you back. So I kind of stuck to the PS4, and yeah, from start to finish, I played on PS4. I still have friends like Lumpy Easy who don't have a PS5 yet, either because of like financial stuff, it's super pricey, or it's not available. Mm-hmm. So like me being able to tell them like, dude, we're back, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Super exciting. I'm super excited for it.
I think it'll be great to get a whole new player base with the Xbox, from the Xbox people, because I think Smite is on Xbox, but Paragon was never on Xbox. I think Paragon would be just a whole new experience for a lot of Xbox players, so that'd be really cool. But this does bring up here's the elephant in the room here. Like, we're not going to be only praising Soul Leave and Overprime. We're also going to be calling them out on a few things. If they're developing for PS5, PS4, or Xbox, why in the hell do they not have controller support for PC yet? I don't get that at all, but I'm not a developer or anything. Lo did a great video on how to set up your Steam in order to use a controller with the game, but I'm sure, Ego, you play with mouse and keyboard now, right?
Yeah, I made the transition.
Yeah, but Lo, you still play on controller. I'm sure you would greatly enjoy having controller support over having to set up.
Here, absolutely.
There you go.
Very fantastic gameplay. The only thing with what we were able to get from actually configuring our own, or what is called key binding, like your controller, is that not everything works 100%. Like I was never able to use the communication wheel. Like I was not able to ping to people, call out stuff with my communication wheel like you guys did on mouse keyboard. I'm pretty sure a lot of people had other problems such as, hey, we can't use our alt when we press this after a certain ability. And again, that only means that Paragon the Overprime did not provide full controller support. Probably very minimal. We were able to tweak some stuff, but yes, that was something that they had announced at the beginning and said that they really care about fairness and auto aim and like the aim lock on ability there, because with the controller you're able to you have aim on, which is something that mouse keyboard players do not have. And they really cared about the fairness of that. They want to make sure that everybody's able to take advantage of aim in a very fair way, But we did see when they were testing that hot clip that they released a year ago, that they had full controller support because, they were testing it on PlayStation. I believe it looked like a PlayStation 5, and they were using a PlayStation 5 controller. But we don't know yet what their plans are for PC players. Hopefully, I haven't heard anything about controller support coming to PC, but hey, again, that doesn't mean it's not coming. We just don't know yet.
Yeah. All in all, though, great news for console fans. It's a big move. One of our topics for tonight is how they can appeal to the Western audience. I think this is definitely a great way for them to appeal to the Western audience.
Huge.
So if you guys are done talking about the PlayStation news and the console news, do you guys want to go ahead and transition into that topic, into how Overprime could better appeal to the Western audience?
I agree.
Oh yeah, sure. Man, for sure. For me, so like it's kind of this weird mix of stuff, right? Because when we're talking about like the Western audience as a demographic, it's an unusual split of like competitive players to casual players, because in a lot of other like spaces in the world and like demographics where they're like tracking player like retention, right? Like not only how to get the game picked up, but how to keep people in it. It's a lot of like competitive events, a lot of like alt summary kind of media, so like comics in some cases. As someone who works at a comic store, the amount of video game comic books that actually come out is kind of insane. As far as like picking up Western players, though, one big thing that's proved to be super effective for us, and I know a lot of people don't like it, I personally do, just opinion, I think battle passes for in-game could help with retention of players once they pick it up. But as far as getting it in people's hands, having there be something like Twitch or Amazon like Prime drops for like certain skins, there's been like multiple times I've hopped into something just because it was available on my Amazon, like gaming, I think it's called now, drop. And I think that would be a really good way, especially since like so much of that is focused in the West, to like help pick up players.
I believe if they did something like that with Amazon Prime, Amazon Gaming, and drops, that would be really hype. That would be so hype. There's a lot of, I also, just like you, I've went into streams and I've gotten my drops, for certain things in the game, accessory skins, whatnot. Even the ability to play certain beta version times. Like there's a lot of stuff you can get from drops. And if they are able to support, get the support from Amazon Prime with that would be a huge, big deal. But another thing I want to tackle on there standing out in NA is that we did hear some people during the final beta test complained, and mostly in the NA region here, we're talking that they were lagging quite often, and some people were saying, do they not have enough NA servers? How many servers do we have in the NA? Do you guys know?
One.
They just had
One
NA
server.
East. They did not have
NA
a
East.
NA West server.
NA West server. I think that is one of the things that we would hope for, being able to see more servers here so people can, reduce the lag and able to connect. I mean, connection to games like the queues or like flying, that was good. That was never a problem, at least, I never heard about it from people. But more servers is another thing that I believe would be a good take for them to take into perspective.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. As far as marketing go, I think they're already doing a pretty good job. I think they're probably marketing a little harder in the Eastern market than they are in the Western market, but I think that's fine. What they have done for the Western market has been pretty cool. Like they've got their trailers out have been disseminated by major companies. They're doing the YouTube shorts. They're doing a lot of the stuff on the marketing end to target the Western audience, because of course we don't see the Eastern marketing because it's all in Korean and such. But of course they are translating and making all these trailers and stuff. So I think that's really cool. I think they're actually doing a decent job of marketing to the Western audience. But as far as the initial player pool, you've got, I mean, we're going to talk about this too, but you've got Predecessor and you've got Overprime competing over the initial player pool, which is the old Paragon fan base. And I think Predecessor has pretty much taken the Western audience, and Overprime has taken the Eastern audience. So, but they still haven't really neglected the Western audience. It was brought up in chat earlier though that them actually gaining access to the name Paragon and being able to market that way is pretty big for them. And when marketing to the Western audience, and then the console stuff, that I think that's the big seller right there, is the PlayStation stuff. If they can the faster they get that out, the better off they'll be.
Yeah, someone in chat actually said something that I actually think is also really insightful. Someone said one of the best ways to get in new players or have that retention up was to have matchmaking be super tight, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever you walk into a new game, if you're you and your friends load in and you get stomped out by a 5 stack of people or some very high MMR, high skill level players, then it's unlikely for you to come back into the game. So yeah, I think, and in my opinion, they did a really good job of that. And them already having a ranked mode helps remedy that problem to a degree and stuff. But yeah, no, as far as MMR goes, I think, having solid matchmaking in the West could be really big to helping keep more players in.
Yeah, and again, just like we were mentioning earlier and what Mango said last, that them being able to first release on console is going to be a big take here. I know you just stated, Mangoose, that Predecessor has taken over the Western side, not fully quite yet, and that Overprime has taken over the Eastern side. However, in my opinion, Overprime is, if they are able to truly release faster and before Predecessor does release on console, they will dominate even more because there's a lot of player base. All the OG Paragon fans who played Paragon on a console are waiting for that release, and whoever gets there first, I think, it's gonna extend even more. They're gonna be able to claim a bigger pool of the player community. I personally think that Overprime again set the bar too high already. So let's see if they can take on that as well. I am personally waiting to see if they're gonna, come up. It was pretty solid. We are still waiting to see what comes out on December 8th with the launch. What they're gonna do, we have some expectations from them, and I hope the game lives up to that.
Real quick, Soul Reaper, thank you for renewing your membership. Appreciate that. But I don't know. I think that sort of wraps up that topic. Do you guys want to talk about Predecessor now? Because I mean, that's it's their major competitor. It released early access this week, and you can't help but compare the two. And people have been asking in chat, what's the difference between Predecessor and Paragon, the Overprime? Right now, I would say I do think the predecessor has a smoother game feel, better animations, and they focused all of their energy on gameplay, whereas predecessor still has good gameplay. I don't think it's quite as good as predecessor, but they have all the features that you would expect. Predecessor doesn't have a shop. They don't have progression systems. They don't have that. Like they don't. It's you get the game and that's it. Like
pretty bare.
The announcer's like, proceed to your rewards. I'm like, what fucking rewards, bro? I ain't getting no rewards. Like, but
where?
But so at least the bare minimum.
Yeah,
give a character customization.
And it's paid for. It's something.
Yeah.
You can't get skins.
What are we paid for?
Yeah, and it's a paid early access, whereas Overprime is not going to be a paid early access on the 8th. So there's some differences for you right there. And a lot of people will tell you, okay, like yes, predecessor doesn't have all of these game features, but they have time as early access and they can improve. It's the same thing for Overprime. Yeah, Overprime isn't up to par with predecessor, I think, on actual gameplay, but they're early access and they have time to improve as well. So both of them have things that they need to work on a little bit, but I think Overprime probably has a lot less that they need to work on than predecessor at this point.
Oof, I'm trying to. Okay, so I actually already talked to you, Man Goose, a little bit about this. I just like pulled it up to like remind myself because I compiled like a little bit of a list because for one of the videos I'm like working on, I wanted to like kind of do this side by side. And okay, I do agree that predecessor's gameplay does feel really good. It feels very smooth. It's very, very immersive. There's not a lot of rubber banding that kind of pulls me out.
If the
item shop is good, it's super smooth.
Too smooth. Too smooth. I think it's smoothness is nice, but when it's overly done, I really want to cut you off here. When it's overly done to where if you're shooting, like I said in the beta test that they released before now, that when you're not able to feel your character as playing, for example, Sparrow, it's too smooth to a point where if I'm shooting an arrow with Sparrow, I do not feel that arrow. I don't feel that arrow coming out. I don't feel Belka shooting. I do recall in Fault we used to feel something like that. I do know that in Overprime we do have something like that. However, in Predecessor, it's overly smooth. That's the problem, and I think that's something that a lot of people have been saying. Smoothness is nice, but not when it's overly done.
I've heard a lot of people say that it lacks feedback on hit.
Yeah.
Feedback on hit. That's the wording for it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
You were saying cut you out there?
Oh no, totally. Like it is something that I would have completely forgot because that wasn't on something of like this itinerary of problems, not necessarily problems. Yeah, so someone just in chat said it lacks that oomph, right? And overall, the predecessor package for me, I can't put my finger on exactly what it is outside of like the gameplay loop, but it's lacking kind of its own like flavor. And I don't only need to be immersed in the gameplay, I need to be immersed in the overall game, the overall package, which is one of the reason I'm really big on battle passes. But the problem I also have is with it being behind a paywall, I know, guys, every Pred fan in the world, it is only $10. It's only $10. It is only $10. But Overprime is free, right? And Predecessor behind that paywall doesn't have a ranked mode. It has 7 whole fewer characters than what Overprime does. The devs for 6 months didn't say a single thing in their Discord. I don't want to go too hard on them because I'm so scared.
Yeah. I don't want to just dog on Omega and Predecessor. Yeah. I'd rather up.
We're not dogging. Yeah. We are comparing. We are literally comparing the two.
There's good things coming after this, I swear. Didn't say anything until the early access. And that's something that I feel like Epic Games had a problem with, and that kind of bothered me with that. So seeing that kind of puts me off, but people are right when they say the game feels good. It does feel very smooth. The animations are down packed. The one thing in the game that I haven't seen talked about a lot is the audio is pretty solid. There's times when I'm gaming and playing it, and I like hear the minions like approaching from behind me, or hear a Kalari like moving through the jungle. You literally can like hear the weightiness of Richter's footsteps, and that's a super good feature. And I think if we're both giving them time on their side, they both have the potential to be amazing products. But gameplay wise, predecessor feels really like down packed in that area, and they can more easily expand on other things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Predecessor is a slower, more traditional MOBA, if that's what you want. And then Overprime offers like a faster, more exciting experience, if that's what you want. So I think, you know, you can like both, or you can like one or the other, and you can support both, or you can support one or the other. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think both of them can coexist to a point. I know certainly both of the game's developers believe that they could both coexist, and they wish each other luck and success. So I think we should all join together, wish all of them luck and success. We don't want them to fail.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
But
yes.
if I mean, people ask me if Predecessor is worth the money. Yeah, I think it's worth the money. But if your budget is tight, then why not just wait for the free one? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I still need to. I really want to see Overprime's marketing before their marketing and their monetary systems before I really pass any kind of major judgment and do like a comparison video of the two or something like that. Because maybe they'll do some shit that really pisses me off. Like, we know that Netmarble is a mobile gaming company, so I'm sure it's going to be like a bunch of microtransactions and loot boxes and shit. But we'll have to see how bad off it is, and we'll have to see what the free to play experience is. If it's a good enough free to play experience, then I'm fine with it. But
yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, what do you think Paragon the Overprime is gonna, what are their monetization plans? What do you guys think about that?
I'm not real sure. I mean, I'm sure skins are going to be part of it, because you don't spend that much money on those awesome ass skins and then don't monetize those somehow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that they would. I can't imagine that you would be able to earn their own skins, the ones that they created, with in-game currency. I would have to imagine those will be premium some way or another. I hope to God that you could just buy them outright and not have to just luck into them with loot boxes or some shit. That would make me mad.
I kind of hope they so like apple to oranges, and they're both fruits, so they can be compared. I kind of hope they kind of take a look at the way Smite monetizes, because overall it is a free game. They do have like a god package to where it's a one-time purchase of $30 and get access to all of the characters. I think out of early access, if that's something they plan to do down the line, that's very healthy for the game. Also, depending on their release schedule, a lot of people are willing to make that purchase because it's guaranteeing you every 1 to 2 months new content that you won't have to pay for in the form of characters, in the forms of skins. If they do loot boxes, I feel like there's I don't like loot boxes. I'm gonna preface this now. I am a big anti-loot box guy, but
Why?
It feels so. I have a personal bias. It feels kind of. I've seen some people kind of fall too far down the hole.
Yeah, it's predatory.
Yeah, I've seen some people like, I just really want this skin. I'm like, you have to pay for gas, dude. Like you have to get to work. And he's like, I know, but I'm feeling lucky about this roll. Like the word roll. I'm like, just don't do it. But
I've just bought 50. The odds are if I buy another 10, then I'll definitely get the
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, if I keep rolling the dice, at some point they'll all be sixes. It's just like, dude, stop. But Smite has kind of done it in a way to where it feels less terrible as to where, so they'll have like 9 items in this loot box, and they will list what they are. They'll be like, here's these 9 skins, and you can roll that loot box and it'll cost 300 gems, right? And you can roll and you'll get one of those skins at random. Okay. Or you can go buy any skin from that for 800 gems. So if you want to roll, maybe there's more than one skin in there, and it's a good deal for you because you want a multitude of these skins. You're basically getting them at a discounted price, but there's always still that option of going out and just buying those skins directly. And it's another reason I'm kind of big on battle passes, because battle passes give mobile players a reason to come back to the game and objectives outside of climbing the ranked ladder. And when you put things like your in-game currency in your battle pass, it opens up like, okay, it gave me 50 gems, so now I have 300. I'll maybe do a roll, right? And that doesn't feel as predatory to me, especially if they give us the option of then buying the skins directly.
I also hope that they don't charge for the epic asset skins, like premium currency, maybe just in-game currency. Predecessor's doing that, and that's something I actually talked to their devs about already. Is a big oof for me. I don't care for that at all. I don't care how you try and justify it. You shouldn't be selling something that's like if I have a used lamp that somebody gave me, and then I sell it to you at full price. Do you feel valued as a consumer if you just got this lamp a used lamp that I got for free, and you're buying it full? Yeah. Anyway, that again, I don't want to get into an Omega bashing rant here, because I have problems with both games for real. I just don't know at this moment what sort of problems I will have with Overprime's monetization, but I know that with them being a mobile gaming that Netbubble being a mobile gaming company, I will have problems with whatever monetization they implement.
They're still early access. That's why this period is called early access. They're listening. They're taking feedback from the community, both games. And we expect them to, listen to the overall, and do what's best for the consumer in general. That's why we can't, we're not bashing. We're just, when we speak Overprime predecessor, we're comparing the two. We have some expectations, as fans of both. And, the better should carry on, The better will be able to grab a big chunk of the community more than the other. However, at the end of the day, they can both live together and both be there for the game together. Because to be honest, they are truly a little bit two different games. Truly, two different games. If you want something slow pace, you want to take your time, enjoy the pace of a true MOBA, you play Pred. If you want something different, because hey, Paragon was out, Paragon died, Fault was out, Fault died. People are kind of maybe bored of the same, it's the same concept constantly, and then it goes away, right? People want something new. I feel like, playing Overprime is something new, that we are just done the same heroes over and over and over. I know there's going to be additions, but we are right now playing the same heroes, except the Overprime has Xena. And Huntress was teased by predecessor, but I feel what people say that Overprime is an arena brawler, PvP, whatnot, it truly is not a brawler. There's more fights, yes. It's more fast-paced also, but even though being fast-paced, the games still last a little bit longer than they should as being fast-paced. I think Overprime's idea was an introduction of let's say it's a Paragon 2.0. It's a different version of Paragon. It's Paragon, but it's a different kind of experience, And maybe a lot of people want to see that difference. To me, personally, it was very fun. Again, if I want to play slow-paced MOBA back to the original, whatever, I'll probably hit up predecessor. And if I want to indulge and really have a full-on experience, a full new, same characters, a little bit of tweakings in the game, all for Paragon the Overprime.
Yeah. I like Overprime because they're not remaking Paragon, but they're still keeping the spirit of Paragon, because Paragon was all about innovation in the MOBA genre space. New shit added to the MOBA genre, including a third-person perspective. And I think that's what Overprime is doing. They're not just making Paragon over again. They're iterating on Paragon, improving, adding some more new stuff into it, like the portals and whatnot. And that's what's going to keep it fresh and interesting. And that's what it's going to draw players in, I think.
Okay, so like mild tangent here, because I actually was in a Discord call earlier playing a couple pred games with some friends, and we were running a four-man, and it came up because a few of them were like, we're really into pred, and we think, it gets back to the basis of what Paragon really was, and I'll say now, as I said then, I feel like over the course of time, every MOBA has tried to innovate on something, and you touched on this just now, Mangoose. So like Dota to League to Smite to Paragon, and now in a way to Overprime. There's this constant need of innovation and evolution. And for me, at least, the way that Paragon was like almost an evolution of like Smite per se, Overprime kind of feels like an evolution of the original Paragon in a positive light. I don't agree with people when they say it's a brawler, because they make it sound like I got 7 kills deep at 3 minutes. And
No,
I mean,
it isn't true. That is so untrue. It is not.
It is very MOBA-esque, and people like playing it, not just like walking in, playing 3 games, and then being like, this is too much, but like getting to learn the game really would have the opportunity to see that it is just as much a MOBA as a lot of other MOBAs. If you want to play it safe, you can. There's the teleport item like there is in Pred. You have access to wards. Not only that, but junglers have access to camouflage. It is a little more, I will say, risk versus reward with the map being so big. Even with trapper mode, you are liable to get caught out of spot, out of position. But the more and more you play the game, Overprime has its own kind of tradition that is trying to implement into the MOBA genre. You got to keep eyes on teleporters, right? You got to make sure that the objectives are properly warded, because if they're not, that does lead to team fights, which will lead to getting you killed. And that can lead to this like, oh, it's just a kill everyone brawler mindset. But for me, Overprime ultimately is a game of incremental value. And the longer the games go, whoever's accumulated the most of that can snowball. And that is a problem for some people, but stopping that incremental value early on in the mid game, because there is an early and mid game, it just does things right for me currently. And I just wanted to kind of point out some of those smaller things. I'm sorry, that was a total tangent. That was not on the list of things at all, but those are my overall thoughts on like Overprime just being called like the Street Fighter, the Mortal Kombat of the mobile genre. And I'm like, no, there's a lot of strategy to it.
Yeah, there's more than just saying, hey, I want to play a MOBA, I go play Pred. If I want to play a brawl, I go play Overprime. That is so untrue. Very, very, very untrue. I'm hoping from the people to like, people come from the basis of like, okay, so we played Paragon, probably played Fall or whatnot. Don't be so stuck in wanting, I expect the same as what before. Be open, explore without previous latch on a certain experience that you had, and you just want the one that is the closest. Come up with a fresh mind, with an open mind. Try it out. Test it out. You can probably play both. End of the day, you can play both. You probably will play both. But Paragon is a totally different experience. It's a newer taste. It's a nice addition. It's the base. It's got the foundation. It's got the base. Just with a little few tweaks that actually make the game pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd encourage that amongst everybody. If you've been following Overprime, and you're just now hearing about Predecessor, like drop the $10, give it a try. If you don't like it, refund it. Like give it a try. Maybe you'll really, really like it. You don't know. Maybe you really like the fast-paced Overprime action, but maybe you'll like Predecessor even more. You don't know. Give it a try. And for all the Pred fans out there that love shitting on Overprime, give it a shot. Like give it an honest shot. Don't go in with the mindset of I'm going to come into this game and figure out exactly everything that is wrong with this game so that I can go into the Predecessor Discord and tell everybody what I think is wrong. Which is something I see a lot of Overprime fans that don't do. Like Overprime fans, stopped on that shit. Don't go into Predecessor, play the game just so you can find all the bad things and then tell everybody about all the bad things you found. Celebrate the good things, god damn it.
I mean, end of the day, you're the consumer, you're the gamer. You want to have something fun. Yeah, like let's say 1,000 people are playing this game, but only 10 people are playing the other game. It's what you like. A lot of people ask me, what do you think of Paragon? What do you think of Predecessor? Did you play? I'm like, yeah, I played it. What do you think about it? I'll say, hey, get on the game, play it, experience it your own self. We all have our own different tastes. Play it how you like, see, get your own feedback there. You don't need to, you're the customer. You're the one who's going to be spending time, even if it's with money or without. you're the one that's going to be sitting on their PC or console, and playing it. It's not me. It's not the 1,000 other people. It's not the flow you need to worry about. It's what you feel where you want to be and what you want to do end of the day. So.
Cyborg in my chat said, I did play Overprime, not for me. And I completely trust Cyborg on that. Like, I know that Cyborg went in there with an open mind and gave it an honest try and just didn't like it. And that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. Just like, it's bound to happen. I mean,
it's okay to like and dislike things.
Yeah, it's okay to like and dislike things, of course. It's not okay to like, for both communities to trash a game to get the game more hype. I mean, end of the day, they can coexist. End of the day, it's your choice what to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just play what makes you happy. Play what you enjoy, guys. Even if you're from your like two different communities, make sure you love each other, respect each other. If someone's like, I don't like Pred, just be like, maybe I prefer Pred, and kind of leave it at that. Go run games with your friends. My group that we're playing with, we're going to be playing Pred. We're going to be playing Overprime. We're going to kind of pivot to wherever the heat is on the tournament scene a lot. So play what you're enjoying, and get.
I bet you have the communities from both ends, right? You hear about a tournament, $1,000 tournament dropping, both communities are going to cross-play and people are going to join different tournament. Oh, come on.
I'm going to be like, I'm here to get this win. Those are my people.
Got to pick up that W.
You
guys ready to move on to another topic?
Oh, I'm ready to know what people want for a character.
Yes! What heroes do you guys want? I'm going to go make myself another drink, but you guys discuss it.
Make it a spicy one.
Let us know.
You're about to need it for this one.
I'll put a little extra rum in there.
Pure just said it in chat. We're all OG Paragon lovers, and I feel like that really sums it up. Both products are trying to bring back a game that all of us love and enjoy. So, no matter what your flavor is, get it in there. But switch to characters. I know everyone in this chat, every single one of you, want to sign this petition to get Morgesh put in both games immediately. The Morgesh love, I know it's there.
You say that just because she's your favorite.
Yeah, she's my... Oh, yeah. Okay, she's not my favorite, Lo. She's everyone's favorite. Okay?
No, wait till they hear about Wukong.
Oh.
What about Wukong? What do you guys think about Wukong? Would you like to see Wukong? Would we like to see Wukong? That hard ass character. A lot of people hated Wukong, but there's a lot of people who love Wukong. Wukong is a challenge. What do you guys think about that?
People say Wukong.
Oh,
here he is. You're supposed to be making your drink, your spicy drink.
I made a spicy drink. Are we talking about Wukong? Somebody say Wukong. Anybody bring up Wukong? Okay, I would like to see Wukong introduced just because of the balance challenge. That's the only reason I'd like to see him put in.
Yep, he's
Epic
the most challenging.
Couldn't balance him. I think it's easy. You just make his 84,000 hairs deal ability damage. Done. He's fine. But
I just intended to say Wukong, but my brain is so like on the blue lady with horns. I was like Morgan, but no, Wukong. I honestly want to see him in again. About to make him spit that drink. I want to see him in again just because he had a really fun kit. I don't know if you can if they like click and drag his old kit and bring it over. I don't know how you would balance that. It was so insane. Like he like literally just set the lane and you'd be like, okay, there's only one wave. An inhibitor has gone down. Like,
oh my god, he's the biggest rat. He's the biggest rat of them all. He's pushing your lane the whole time. You try to chase him. I remember back in the Paragon days how many people used to be chasing that Wukong.
Also,
we all chased around a Wukong and we were never able to catch that Wukong, and now I think it's the biggest challenge for every company, Omega or a Netmarble / Team Soul Leaf, to come up with a true balanced Wukong.
I'll tell you what.
I think that's a hot take one here.
Almost made me spit my drink was Soul said they need to put Shinbi back in the game. She was removed in the last test. That cracked me up. Poor Shinbi.
Rip Shinbi, man. Like Wukong also with the added element now of also like let's say they put Wukong copy and paste as he is into Paragon Overprime, right? Mm-hmm. This is now a game that has everyone gets a blink basically and a sprint mode. This dude is going to be more elusive than Gideon with nothing but cooldown build. it is going to be impossible to catch this man if they like copy and paste and put him in. So I feel like if they are going to bring Wukong back, which I hope they do, his character design was super awesome. I feel like there's some things that need to be definitely changed. Maybe take away the airwalk, leave the CC.
Yeah, the airwalk with Overprime's map. Airwalk with Overprime's map, though. I think Overprime's map has a little more verticality to it than the monolith map from Paragon that Wukong was dropped on. I don't think.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just thinking that's a nightmare. He could literally clear 2 different walls that you would never be able to catch him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He'd be gone.
And then you got the water on top that you can jump on. You know, the little water ponds that are on mid lane area, that too. And then imagine you have a portal on top of that for him to escape. So
you finally catch up to him. He just walks through a portal. Like, damn it!
And you're waiting for him on the other side of the portal. This is a full 5-man effort. And then he uses his blink, and now his airwalk is back up, and he's gone.
Yeah.
You never had a chance. I feel like if they do add him, he has to be an assassin. And okay, so like here's my proposal. They add him, he has to be an assassin. He also has to have the lowest health in the game.
Yeah? Just because he's so elusive, make him Gidgy?
Yeah, exactly. If he gets caught, he's gone. Like have him be an expert character, put the skill gap high, and in fact, if you do give him the lowest health in the game, I'm gonna say this out loud. This might be poorly aged in a couple months. Maybe give him a damage boost to his clones.
As long as they deal ability damage, because ability damage doesn't deal damage to towers. So
yeah. But like just convert him over to an assassin in that way.
Yeah, just like Stunt said, I think Xena would be able to whip him off if she catches him. If she catches him, you got to catch him first. You catch him first. There's a lot of characters that are able to put him down. Problem is that his speed and how he's able to rat his way into a hiding spot until he's gone.
His elusiveness.
We don't want to change. We don't want him a different kind of Wukong. We don't want to change the Wukong. We just want to balance him out, and I think that's a challenging character to bring on the table here next. And I really hope they do.
I'm not gonna lie to these people. I want to nerf him. You know how much he killed me back in the original Paragon?
He didn't kill me. He just got away from me a lot.
He got away. That's what's most frustrating. It's not the killing. It's him escaping. Oh, he's low on. He's one.
He's one hit.
He's gone. He's way at the core.
Unless I instantly put a chain up his ass as soon as he tried to airwalk away with Richter, then he was getting away. I did that a lot.
That would be an Overprime. He's like getting over the wall, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now that you have the phase, and I have to bring her in every time because she's my bae, but now that you got phase that is able to link and pull, I don't know, man. I was grabbing onto Gideons in the air a lot in their ults. I think I can grab on Wukong and bring him back.
I got some ideas for bringing Richter back. We'll get to that later.
Oh man, I want to hear that. I really want to know what they're going to do with the Richter pool now that we have another pool on this team, which is phase.
We got a lot of votes in the chat for Yin right now. We got The Edge of Broken says bring back Yin. We got Red Clown says Yin. Oda says Yin. We got a lot of people.
Everybody wants that whipping machine.
Yeah, Ninja Nonja says Yin and Zinx. Yeah, I think Yin would be great. I think she'd be, because I think both Predecessor and Overprime right now they don't have unique carries at all, really. They're just, the carries do the same shit. They just shoot. They just basic attack. Yin at least has like the different ranges, you know. It gives her a little bit of a cooler feel. And Overprime does have Rampage. They do have Decker, and those are prime candidates. And then fucking Howitzer's R2000 rocket is so powerful. I would love to whip that back into Howie's face. That's
right.
Hamster son of a bitch.
You see it coming, just return to cinder.
Yeah. Out of the sky too. Oh, that'd be so good.
Like a Call of Duty grenade. You get shot, you get hit by a grenade, you can throw it back at the enemy. Imagine something like that.
Everyone on this cast has been rocketed one too many times by these Howies.
I guess all those Yin players are into BDSM. I don't know, Blood. I don't know about that, Blood.
So between you guys, like if I said, of course, you know, my favorite character was always Morgish. If you guys could, between you two, pick a character to be brought in on the Paragon, the Overprime side, who would it be for who's not in the game currently?
Out of pure feeling?
Out of pure feeling, like for you, no balance, don't care about the game. This is for the goose.
Richter, of course. Richter's
That's
been my main. But as Lo pointed out, like it's hard to bring Richter in when you've got FaZe that does the same thing that Richter does, but with a lock on that's easier, that's like easier to manipulate. But here's my idea.
There we go.
Think about this one for a minute. Okay, so Richter's hook, increase the length so it's about a half times as long as FaZe's stupid fucking link.
Don't do that.
And here's the big one: make it pass through terrain.
Make it what?
Pass through terrain.
So you want it longer, and you want it to pass through the terrain.
If FaZe can fucking auto lock, on pull people, why can't I pull a motherfucker through the wall? Why can't I stick my hook through one end of the portal, have it come out the other end, grab somebody, and pull them all the way across the map?
That would be perfect.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing?
What were you doing when you came up with that idea?
Talking to you guys, I just now thought of that.
Fucking drugged out Scorpion. Get that
Oh, that would be great. Oh, that'd be great.
Mangoose wants the cyberpunk Scorpion to be brought into Overprime.
Or else you just make the hook uninstall your game.
Guys, hear me out.
When Richter is like the global pull here.
It auto locks on like a Calario to cross map, and you just pull someone.
You gotta do something if you're gonna introduce Richter, though. You either gotta nerf FaZe or you gotta fucking buff Richter. I think having his hook go through walls would be perfect. Maybe don't increase the range a whole bunch, but just make it go through walls.
Bro, I need you not to be coming through with takes like that. I have asthma. the hold up, hear me out, and it goes through portals.
Imagine somebody escaping from the portal. You grab him by a pixel from the other side of the map.
There comes a guys, I'm out. You just look behind you, and the Michael Myers music is playing.
I'm taking the portal to duo lane. Oh, nope, I'm staying in solo lane, apparently.
Oh,
god damn.
Done.
Oh god. Oh,
I'm tearing up here.
Did Lo say their pick? Like
there, Pilgrim said it. Blitz in League of Legends is a hook that goes through walls.
Oh man, walls I could see. Portal, doubt. Like what? Can you see like so they go through the portal? Can you like just see the outline of them on the other side?
Okay, the portal's just a meme. But I really would like for it to go through walls.
Don't give me this dream.
I would love for it to go through walls.
Oh, I gotta keep you away from the Discord servers here. You're not talking to anybody about that.
Could you imagine being on the backside of Prime and somebody's trying to take Orb? And you hook that motherfucker through the backside of it so your team can come in and smite it.
Chimera's like 1v it. You let them take the missile shots and get low. You're like, come here.
That would be so disorienting, though.
More friendly.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess like and then like they could like make his pass to be like he can like see through walls. That would be OP. No, that would be insane. He wouldn't need to ward very much then. He can like see into the invisibility and see through walls, and then he can just snipe ropey. The more we talk about this, I thought it was kind of much at first, but now I'm kind of on board.
You just disrupted him. I'm pretty happy that Poppy Plays is not in here.
Yeah, no, Pappy would love this shit. EV Pointmaster said they can do something interesting, some things with the chains like tethering heroes together, and then you can use them to hook multiple people. That would be kind of neat.
Are you trying to bead the heroes, put them all on a bead in one line? What are you trying to do?
Another thing I guess you could do with it to make him different from phase is make him like Sonya from Heroes of the Storm. Whenever you hook someone, you actually travel to them and impact.
That would be awesome.
Instead of pulling them to you, pull
cool.
yourself to
That
them.
would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, that would be terrifying, though. Richter coming flying through the air. Especially if it goes through walls.
Imagine him ulting as he's coming at you.
Guys, wait. Imagine this scene. Okay, imagine this scene. Wukong is running over the wall. He's like, I'm out. And then behind him, he just sees.
Motherfucker. Out comes the chains. Out pops the chesticles.
I call them intestines.
Did you call them chesticles?
Yeah, there's chesticles. I've been calling them that for a while now. He lets them chesticles dangle.
Oh, my inhaler.
So we're all gonna put in a petition. We want Richter back with the new abilities.
Richter will not become a K-pop furry. You get that out of my chat. I think that's the big worry right now. Doing a little more serious topic. So they introduced Xena, completely took me by surprise. So is Adele going to be with early access? Do you think Adele will be early access, or are they going to like pull another left turn and throw Rena in there?
I'm not sure. They haven't teased her quite lately. We haven't.
Yeah, maybe something went wrong with Adele.
I'd hope to see Adele or Rena on the early access release date. I think it would be really cool for the game for them to kind of confidently be adding characters consistently, and I also think that could be a thing to help improve retention in the game. Sorry, I'm trying to come back to reality from that conversation. Jesus Christ. I'm like looking at the chat popping off with other ideas.
Yeah, I know. Some of them are pretty cool.
One of them is like he throws the chain and it grabs the whole team and pulls them.
I like the hook shot going over walls. Redirect it like Reinhardt's charge. Like you start it this way, and then you can direct the hook after you activate it.
One of them said, "Fuck it," and make it an AOE. But yeah, no, I think them confidently introducing new characters like this. So like seeing Adele, seeing Rena, I think is her name, being added in could be really cool. I will say I would like sooner rather than later. I'm gonna say like by the end of January, February, give it a little more time to see a character who's maybe not a pop star. Cause from like Xena seems to have some interaction with Shinbi, so does Rena, and isn't me or I know Adele had like the vines. Was there a mic in there?
I don't think so.
Well? Okay.
Just had a chainsword and a shield.
Yeah, I would like to see like the chainsword thing looks super cool. I was a really big fan of that. But yeah, no, I think them adding in characters regularly like that and like kind of confidently. I thought the Xena trailer was really
fucking
awesome.
dope. Not only that,
the Xena
but
trailer was sick.
The landing screen afterwards that showed Xena transitioning over 3 different panels into the world of Agora from our world. Oh my god. I was like,
that was really nice.
That's some attention to fucking detail right there. That was fucking cool.
I don't know. Do you guys
impressive.
expect a new character to launch anytime soon? I haven't seen any teasers.
I mean,
I've been looking every single post that they put on. I'm like looking for little hints and little things over.
I don't know.
I've never seen anything.
I was just always under the impression that Adele was coming with early access. But then after they dropped Xena during the final beta test, maybe that's the new plan. I'm not real sure. And again, Rena, we don't even know if she's actually going to be a hero in the game or not. They said that she's going to be involved with the game somewhat, but she's a digital influencer in Korea of like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. That would be kind of cool. I think it would be a good business decision to put her in the game.
Wait,
but
Rena's a real person?
She's not a real person.
Oh, okay.
She's an actual digital influencer. You can't tell by looking at her Instagram. Everything looks like it's fucking real, and it scares me a little bit. But yeah, Rena's not a real person. Kind of fucking weird. But yeah, they need to put some cooler characters. Somebody mentioned Hatch earlier. Would love to see them get a hold of those. use that clout, that weird clout that they have to let them develop on the on the PS4. Use that to bring in some of the unreleased Paragon heroes like Hatch and Marsh. That would be fucking wicked.
That would I agree. That would be super cool. Oh man. So quick question for you guys. This is a little bit of a backtrack back to kind of what we think would help Paragon, the Overprime, kind of stand out on the Western market. There's something I thought I have it written in a document right in front of me, but I just forgot to bring it up. How long do you think after we get into early access? Because, we have the spectator mode. We already have the GTG tournament going on previously. How long do you think it takes? And how long do you think it takes? And also, how long do you think is a healthy waiting time before we get into the kind of tournament momentum, the competitive scene, if you will? Because I know people, and I'm one person who I'm like, when it drops, I'm looking to run scrims, and that's partially the reason I was kind of disappointed Pred didn't have a custom game mode, as well as a spectator option. How long do you think it'll be before we see it, and how long do you think the community should wait before we jump in?
I think the community can just do it whenever they feel like it. Like if the community wants to do it, then it's all good. My problem is when the developer gets a little too involved in it. Like I don't think Soul Eve needs to take development time away from adding new heroes and improving, fixing bugs and improving gameplay. I don't think they should take time away from that to implement like a third-party draft system so that they could have better community tournaments. You know what I mean? Like that should not be a thing. It's cool if Soul Eve supports these grassroots tournaments a little bit through like giving like a little logo or something like that. That's cool. But I don't want to see Soul Eve taking time away from the shit they have going on to invest into the competitive scene. Let the competitive scene generate itself organically within the community. As long as you do that, I think everything's fine.
Yeah, I agree. Let the competitive team lead on. And again, there's no specific time. I don't think people were able to participate in a tournament. The game was barely released on when it released last time for the final beta test, and they were immediately jumped into a tournament. So I don't think why not people will jump into another tournament or another competitive scene as soon as the game drops. I think there's no limit. There's no time directed towards that. Whenever the players are comfortable to invest in something like that, I think it would be a cool idea. Especially that a lot of people have played the competitive / ranked mode in Paragon the Overprime, so that's just another way to implement it with more community involvement.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you guys. I don't know why I expected anything else. We're all kind of like in sync here, but I agree, especially that I want Soul Eve as long as possible to be focusing on the product and improving it and making it better and getting new players in and keeping the players who are in it, me, you, the community, new players, old players, Paragon veterans, happy with the content and the game that they're putting out, because, it's a live service. And hopefully if the monetization isn't, too rough, it can maintain some of the momentum it currently has. But the reason I ask is because, man, there's something about the buzzing of a game with a good competitive scene. I don't like League. I hate top-down MOBAs. I think they're just not for me. But I watched the 3-minute clip for setting up the narrative of the World Finals in 2022, and I have never been so emotionally invested in something this is someone who has a girlfriend and 2 cats. I have never cared so deeply. I was like, he's going to go to the military, and then my friend's like, but Fader's the greatest player alive. And kind of having that community, this all does track back, I promise. Having that community and having those narratives and those players who almost set the meta for things is a great way to help not only the community grow, but kind of develop and solidify. And I feel like that's something the old Paragon was kind of getting into the rhythm to before it shut down. Mm-hmm. And I believe it would have had 3 more months. It would have grown exponentially because of it, because it was really hitting that stride and making its way.
Yeah. I think the lesson to be learned here is from Heroes of the Storm with Blizzard and Heroes of the Storm, because Blizzard, not just Heroes of the Storm, but I guess Overwatch as well. Blizzard tried to force esports down everybody's throats with both of the games. Like Blizzard focused on esports for both of those games, and it ended up being a huge, massive failure. You got to let the community do that shit and create their own hype and their own buzz. And I think Overprime definitely has a game on their hands that can generate that hype and buzz, because it is a very exciting game visually. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of weird little strategies. And like you said, with setting the meta, in the last beta test, not the final beta test, but the, I think, second closed beta test, they had to turn about halfway through, and that set the meta and actually it forced Soul Leave to patch the game midway, because everybody saw what it was like to take an 8-minute Prime Guardian. And then I think this tournament, the last tournament we had for the final beta test, would have set the meta, but it was held at the end of the beta test. But I think people realized real quick that tanks were way stronger than anybody gave them credit for. And ADCs could be shut down by those tanks late game, as long as your jungler was on top of it and didn't let those ADCs get out of hand early. Yeah.
Agreed. I think Paragon, the Overprime in general, is listening to the community. We are hoping, just like we said, more things to happen upon launch. Mainly, just like we said, and reiterate here, that character balancing, which is one of the things that really was in the talks. A lot of people, hey, balance Skadget, for example, balance this other here, for example. I hope they are listening. They have been doing a great job listening. I think they still got, a lot on their hands they're working on for us. And, all we got to do is support, give the feedback. I'm just sitting here reading to Otto's, Steel was super powerful. I agree with you on that, Otto. He was super powerful. People underestimated Steel, actually. I didn't see a lot of Steels being played. Mangoose here was one of the people that always told me, because I play support main, why not try Steel? He was truly a complete shutdown to phase. I was not able to do anything in a lane with a good Steel. I think even my hook or my pull was completely shut down when there's a good Steel against me.
Melee supports were underrated, but the bush nonsense gave the advantage to range supports a little bit.
I agree, yeah.
Overprime is like a 1970s Playboy, way too much bush.
Way too much. But you can avoid that. It's like, I like how there's a way around everything. Even when there's a bush, even when there's a melee hero or support against you, there's always ways to counter that. There's always a right hero to counter the enemy hero. Like there's tactics. All you got to do is experience.
Yeah, getting those reps under your belt definitely helps figure out how to counterplay stuff. I over the course of the last test, I think I played against 2 really good Steels. I remember them because the shutdown was absolutely insane. I played Revenant one game and only one game because of what that Steel did to me in that one game. I would open my mouth for the spit attack and he would tell me to shut it. It was so quick, so pronounced, and so violent against my ego that I don't. I walked into that game thinking I just want to pup stomp because last game I had to try too hard, and then I left that game Revenant's not really that good. Crit's not. I left that game Crit's not really that strong. Rev's fine. It's whatever. Man. A good Steel is. Dude's a monster. I still think Muriel and all the actives that she has under her belt to heal, give shield, give movement speed, on top of a ton of other stuff is pretty insane. It's pretty insane.
I'm a Muriel believer now, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. I remember that game when you actually tried on Muriel. I was like, I don't think Muriel has a role here, and Mangoose, all it took him was take that Muriel and play her, man. He was revolving around the whole team. He showed us what a true Muriel can do. She's still, a very good support in Paragon the Overprime. I know she was kind of the least favorite back in even when we played full, I didn't see a lot of Muriels or a lot of good Muriels beside using them as a carry. She's very useful as a support here. She has her kit. She's still as powerful. All her kit is pretty awesome in my opinion.
Yeah, given Steel the stun back on his bonk would be massive, Cat. That would be massive. That would be great. I hate that it slows. It feels like you didn't even hit your shield.
Yeah. It feels massive in pred. I was playing a game earlier this morning. I was like, can I get a gank mid? And I forgot my friend was playing Steel jungle. Kind of works. And he like slides in, knocks them up, and before they can land on their feet, it's a smack. Mm-hmm. And like Gideon's asleep. He's like, I just want to portal away. Dude took him out of the, like, that shield bash uninstalled. Fire's protection on his phone.
Gideon shutting down.
It happened, and I was like, Jesus. And he was like, sorry for taking the kill. I'm like, dude, you're fine. I was just gonna nom flashbacks. Like, that shield bash, man. Yeah, bringing that over to Paragon, I think would be a really good move. I feel like the slow is a little less play on words impactful, if you will. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, all the characters in Paragon the Overprime feel pretty good to me. The one thing that doesn't is just crit. Like, crit is...
There's no limit to crit, remember that.
Yeah, you could have 200% crit.
It's true.
It makes you shoot twice.
Guys, I get it. Richter has 200% crit build. That's how they fix him. But no, like it I didn't realize that initially because I just assumed there was a cap, right? But I think a cool way to fix it, and this is not I appreciate that, Pilgrim. A cool way to kind of fix crit, and I saw this online in the post, this is not my idea, is once you get past a certain crit percentage, reduce the amount that the crit damage does, but only to a certain threshold. So let's say it caps at 40%. Once you hit 50, any crits you do, instead of doing 50% in addition to your thing's damage, it now does 40%. Once you hit 60% crit chance to hit, it now does 30% additionally. 80, an additional 20%. You hit that 100%, then it kind of becomes like this give and take thing. If you want to hit that sweet spot of like 60% crit, 50% crit, depending on what kind of build, maybe you're building attack speed, and you're like, I'm okay critting you 27 times in this team fight for like that extra 20% damage. But that was just an idea. So I was like, I think that would be cool. It would make building for new players a little bit harder, though, in my opinion, which could be a definite drawback.
I don't know. A lot of different ways they could have done. I think they just needed to reduce the crit modifier, but that's kind of that's a cool idea right there, at least.
Mm-hmm. And it was on like an Overprime thread, and seeing the community kind of getting involved and like, what if we did this? Is I definitely think a very positive sign for the future of this game.
It's going to be interesting too when it's out for good. Like when December 8th rolls around, and people get have it in their hands for about a month to see what develops. Because I'm sure like you saw just over the course of the final beta test, people being able to adjust to certain heroes and knowing how to play against them and being able to shut them down and stuff.
Yeah, still, I don't think we any of us had enough time to.
I don't know what you're laughing at. When you hit 50% crit, your hooks go through walls.
That idea must be taken out of your head. We must detox you from that.
I want that on a t-shirt. Okay, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Lo? My apologies.
It's lost with that Richter pull. It's gone. It's behind the wall somewhere else.
At 50%, Richter pulls the thoughts from your head. Oh man.
Over 50% it goes through walls. Under 50% it attaches 2 walls and pulls Richter to the wall like Spider-Man.
Pulls to the wall. I like it, dude. How have we not got you on the development team yet?
I don't know. They need to get me in there.
We gotta get you shipped out of there. Move Pop to the real early mornings for you, dude.
Right. Again, if there's nothing else you guys want to add up, let's wrap up here. I did want to say to the people here that today, unfortunately, we did not have Stunt with us on board. He is in the chat, active since the start of the episode. Stunt is absent from today's show, but he will be back. Hopefully, we hope him gets to feeling better next week.
Yeah, he had to go to a flat Earth convention. If you guys are wondering where he's at. I gotta make up some dumb shit for people that are missing. That's their punishment. That's their punishment.
How dare you not be here?
How dare you get sick, Stunt?
Right. Can't believe you'd hit 150. No, seriously though, I do hope Stunt can be back soon. He's super awesome. The conversations we've had, the games we've played. Stunt is such a cool dude. I can't wait to do this show and stuff with him.
One of the nicest dudes I've ever met in my entire fucking life. And he has, we'll probably bring up the whole PS5 conversation again next week because Stunt did have a lot to add to that. And talking about the Unreal Engine and all kinds of stuff like that. So once Stunt comes back, we'll tackle that topic once again. But yeah, do you have anything else to add, Lo, before we wrap up?
Not at all. I believe our next episode will be again, just like usual, every Friday. And what's today? How many days we got? We got D-5, D-6 here in the US. 6 more days until the launch. Just, hoping for the best, hoping to see things that, will make us rate Paragon the Overprime at a higher ranking. I believe right now I'm very excited. Played it, enjoyed it, waiting on it, waiting to see what comes next. Again, you guys come in, try out different games, have fun. That's all I'm going to say. Have fun.
Yeah, man. Once again, thank you guys for, having me. I'm looking forward to doing the show with you guys every week. Dude, and by this time next week, we will be playing Paragon the Overprime. Like we'll be back in full time doing it, making content, doing videos, seeing how the monetization looks in the game. And with that in mind, I'm just, excited to see what the future like Paragon has for not only for us, but for the community.
Yep, 100%. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a good show next week because we're gonna have that launch. We're gonna know if they fixed anything, what they fixed, and if they have controller support, we're gonna know their monetization. We're gonna have a lot to talk about next week. But check out Lowe's YouTube and Twitch linked in the description below. Check out Ego's YouTube linked in the description below. But I think that's going to do it for this week. This is the Pop signing off. You guys have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a good one. Bye. Button.
End.